Alright, here I have a Ruger 5.56 MPR, and it's a great rifle. First time I took it out to the range, shot like a champ, no issues whatsoever. Very light recoil. Overall, this is a really awesome rifle. Um, Putting about 200 rounds into it. And then today, all of a sudden, at the range, I was having some extraction issues, and I had the range master come by and do a functions check, and sure enough, I was shooting steel, and I know steel ammunition is much more coarse than brass ammunition, but the first time I shot it, brass federal munition uh, function without any problems, and then all of a sudden I throw in some steel and I'm having some extraction issues. As I was shooting with steel, I noticed that my the gas line here was actually protruding all the way out here to the muzzle. And I'm thinking, okay, well, that's obviously not supposed to happen. And I never had that issue before, first time shooting it. So I was scratching my head. Range master went back in there, took it apart, took the free float handrail off, and sure enough, the gas tube had actually knocked loose out from that locking nut that they have here on the front. So they took it apart, they tied it back down, they told me, alright, you're good to go, and if you have any other problems, let us know. So I thought, okay, I'll go ahead and switch over to the brass, since I didn't have any problems with brass with the federal munition 5.56, and the steel was a 223, which it really shouldn't matter. But anyways, I was still having the same issues. The bolt would actually go, well, I can't really show you using only one hand, but the bolt carrier group would go chamber around just fine, and then this carrier group will go about halfway right here, and it will stop, and it would not eject. So I had to manually eject it again using brass, and at that point I was getting pretty frustrated, and I took it to the range master again. They looked at it, did a functions check, couldn't figure it out. They told me, you know, take it to Rugar or contact Rugar, see if they can fix it. If not, we'll give you a card for a gunsmith. Alright, fine, whatever. At the end of the day, I took it home, and I got to wondering what's going on. Why is it not on my way home? I was thinking, what's going on? Why is this not working? They just fixed the gas tube. Maybe it's the buffer spring. I have to replace it. I just was not sure. So got home, looked around in some YouTube videos, and well, I decided to just troubleshoot this on my own. So I went and got some tools, and let's see, where did I leave those tools? Hold on a second. So I went ahead and got some of these cool tools. Got some hex keys here. The size on this hex key here shows 4. I don't know if you can see that really good. There we go. That's the size key that you need to get this free float hand guard here off. So you need to take those off, which whenever the range master did that, one of them was actually very loose. It didn't take much effort at all. It was just hanging freely, and the other one was tight. So I took this apart again. The second time, one of them was very loose and the other one was pretty tight. So It goes to show that not everyone, can torque it down properly, even with the range master, which she was knowledgeable, but she only had as much experience with her AR. But anyways, I digress. We took this off, and I took this off again, and I looked at that tube, and sure enough, it was loose again. So she did not torque it down to spec. What I'm pretty much getting at here is that sometimes products coming right out of the box, you just have to double check everything, I guess, because I mean, I really did not expect this from Rugar to have a rifle fresh from the factory right out the box and everything is not torqued down to specification. I mean, this is not like some aftermarket free floating handguard. I mean, this is from Rugar, and you can see there's a name right there, but this was loose, and somehow the gas tube got knocked loose, even though I put 200 rounds to it, and all of a sudden it's just jingling around like crazy. So if you're having any extraction issues with this MPR 556 from Rugar, really just take the handguard off and make sure that gas tube is actually locked down in place, because I guess now you never know. But there's not a lot of videos out about this rifle, so I was just making a video letting you guys know out there, if you're having any troubles with your rifle, maybe your gas tube is just all it needs to be torqued down. So hopefully you're not having problems like I am, and I'll post an update if anything goes wrong or if anything is working just fine.